Ba. There. I think as long as I'm vibrating, y'all can hear me. I'm pretty sure. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. God, I don't seem too loud. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I'm having a bad hair day, so we ain't doing on camera. I figure if everybody else can get away with it, so can I. You feeling me on that? I'll tell you, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I seen something last night. I didn't watch a ton of it because I didn't have time. But I thought we've got to look further into this. Got to go down this road. Then I thought, why waste it? I figured we will do it together. I honestly just watched a little bit of this. Y'all may have already seen it, but for those who ain't, I think it promises to be uber informative. Well, not really. I don't think it's going to be very. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I thought we would check some of it out. Like I said, I've just seen a tad bit of what we're going to see. The mic's good. For some reason, I feel like I'm turned down. Mike's good. Yeah. We hear you. I can hear you, John. I can hear you, John. Probably a little too loud. Hello? Hello? There we go. Okay. Sorry, y'all. It's weird for me not being on screen where I can check myself. Anyway, moving forward. Like I said, I was browsing around, and the first thing I seen was an No Thanks title. Can't remember. Let me look. Hold on. Don Wells is mad about Stockton call I turned over to TBI as it tells a story of Don's behaviors. Well, I mean, I think when it comes to Don's behaviors, there's plenty out there. You know, plenty. And good morning, Suzette, Carrie, Mary Groves, Cynthia Ricker. Your chat messed up before. It said error sending. Oh, man. I was scared of that. We've been having the internet issues. I don't know if y'all seen my video I put out, like the flood just right down from my house. But I know that it was real bad in California, and apparently it swept the whole country and made it all the way over here to the East Coast. Is the chat working? Jesse, are you there? Oh, man. It's okay now. Okay, good. But back to what we were talking about. Have y'all seen this stuff? The interview Don did where he's mad. Like I said, I didn't watch it all. I watched a bit of it, and I am so damn confused because they start talking about the Mexican mafia. And I'm sorry, but to me, if the Mexican mafia is on my ass, the first thing I would do would be contact law enforcement. Right? If there's any truth to that whatsoever, that's what I would be doing. Which interview he's mad on a lot of them. Yeah, I think this one was fairly recent. But I just don't get why we are entertaining some of this stuff. That just, I can get maybe he has a debt or something, but well, I'm going to play a minute of it and then give y'all an idea of what I'm talking about. I thought this was extremely odd. Like I said, I haven't watched much yet. Bear with me. As you can notice, I don't have Brandy here with me today, so it's all on me. It's really hard for me to keep up with chat and sharing the screen and shit. I'm kind of slow. Here it is. All right. Let's start it from the very beginning because it's action packed. The first of it, I know.
Oops. Working. Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, you blasted that all over fucking YouTube.
You told me to in the morning. You said, "Did you do this last night?" And I said, "No." You said, "Okay, good. Then that's what other people told you."
That you didn't blast it. Yeah, that was good. You didn't blast it, so you turn around and blast it. Now you're trying to twist my words and everything else.
No, that's why I called you in the morning time.
No, dude, that ain't gonna work, man.
That's why I called you, Donnie boy.
I tried to work with you on something and not, but you had to go.
Don, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you something. Well, how is this working on with something when you have White Boy and you got Cher doing some shit behind the scenes to me, bro?
I don't have them doing it. They're doing that.
Well, whatever's going on, bro. Like even Benny's joining their team to try to fucking keep fucking with me right now.
Yeah, but that's on them. That's because you fucking do, because you're a backstabber.
Do y'all know what they're even talking about? I am so confused. Apparently, I am way behind. I thought the best way for me to be caught up is maybe chat can help explain some of it. This shit, it's just wild to me. They just rattle off 3 or 4 other creators, and that's what they're interested in, is what they're doing to each other and backstabbing and all that shit. I have no clue. I guess I'm way out of the damn loop. What's going on? But it all comes back to, well, no, hold on. I gotta play another minute of this. Because this is it's right at the beginning, and it is the funniest part to it all. I'm telling you, it is hilarious. It cracks me up. I gotta loop it. I feel like I've got to make a short out of it. It's the damnedest thing I've heard, maybe so far.
No, I'm not, bro. I've never backstabbed you before.
You blasted my recording.
You guys.
I was trying to be your fucking friend, but you got to do shit, snaky shit like this.
I'm not here to be friends, Don. I'm here to find your fucking daughter.
Fuck you, then. Yeah.
I'm here to find your daughter, Don. These other people don't care about your daughter, Don.
You done fucked up.
These people don't care about your daughter, Don. You're dealing with White Boy, and you're dealing with Cher, and you're dealing with Benny. All the people who fucked this case up in the first place for you.
I told them the same thing.
They fucked this case up for you.
They didn't go blast it,
bro.
It's trying to work with you.
It is coming.
So we could try and figure out, because nobody wants to face the truth that we got major drug problems in our fucking country.
Bro, this is the thing, Don. If you are.
He really just said nobody wants to face the truth that we've got real effing drug problems in this country. That's what he said. That's where his priorities are. It is mind-boggling to me. I'm just mind-boggled by that. That's where he went with that. Can you believe that? That is the false shit that he tries to represent, man. It blows my mind. I'm sorry, but that is 100% the most disingenuous shit I've ever heard. It makes me think he knows he's being recorded. He's on guard right there for sure, you know. I mean, and like he talks about, I've heard him talk about him himself doing runs and selling dope. So and he knows that's out there. Am I the only one that finds that just the most disingenuous hack acting ever? And I'm telling you, I was starting to have some doubt. Well, no, I wasn't. I think right now, and this is my opinion. I think we can 100%. I feel like I can 100%, in my opinion, say at least Don or Candace, regardless, know what happened to Summer in some way. I think there's no doubt in my mind anymore. I'm convinced of it. All the shit lately, everything leading up to now, I feel like it's almost 100% in my mind that at the very least, one of them has knowledge of what happened to Summer. Now, you can say they're scared and that's why they're not speaking. Okay. I don't personally believe that's it, but okay. But you have to agree one of them at least knows. And I think that's why when you hear them talk, you get the feeling that looking for ain't priority. And I always come back to it's because they know, you know. They are all Summer, according to Drew. I think it's 100% now. I just, you can't tell me by their reactions and the way they act and what how they do. Like I can't. If you Google Summer Wells YouTube or Donald Wells YouTube, there are 5,000 videos. He has been all over, and I'm starting to think eventually he might hang himself. So I don't know that I'm that against it, to be honest, because I just think regardless, if you talk, even if like the majority of what you're getting out of him is bullshit, or well, yeah, 90% is probably bullshit. I still think if somebody keeps talking over and over and over and drinking and putting themselves out there, eventually they're going to say something damning. I feel like it can still happen, Has it already happened? Because there's been things that people say, well, what he meant was this, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. I really think that if where they go with the Mexican mafia shit was true, Don would have went to the police if he thought there was any chance the Mexican mafia was on his ass. Oh, thank you, Versi DeRossi. John Davis, you need to kick Green Eyes out of here. I'm sorry, I don't have mod right now, apparently. Is he acting up? Andrew's statements about that are a year apart. Jesse, are you there? Are you at least listening? Can you check? Candace would, but Dawn won't let her answer questions. Well, Dawn was in jail a long ass time. YouTubers are more fighting against each other. I haven't heard any more about searching for Summer. Carrie, I was thinking about that too. In TBI's on their website, and I really feel like, there are small things we can glean out of stuff. In the questions, which they say were updated recently, one of the questions about searching, and they basically say that, there were people that wouldn't let them search. Green Eyes, what are you saying, man? Am I going to have to handle this? Just some BS said by Pandrew, not me. Pandrew statements about that. I don't know. I'm confused, guys. Everybody just try to act like you got some damn sense. Now I lost my spot. Where was I at? Thank you, Suzette. Thank you, honey. I was thinking I gave out a ton of mods a while back. Okay. Yeah, it was back to the TBI statement. He usually don't come in here acting up. I'm not really caught up on what's going on, but let's move on. But TBI statement about people that apparently there were people even stated by TBI. So that's where I want to hear information straight from TBI, because then I feel like if TBI's gone on its website, damn it, that's a fact, right? And the question basically says that people didn't let them search. There were people that refused to let them on their property. And I tell you what, if it turned out that she was to be found on somebody's property and it was somebody that wouldn't let them search, there should be some kind of super kick-ass charge you could throw on them. Messy Jesse, glad to see you could join us. We done had to have like the backup kick Green Eyes out for something. I missed it. But think about that. If there's people that wouldn't let them search, who knows? It ain't got to be many people. What if this one person owns who knows how many damned acres? Because let's be honest, it could have been a thing to where they got home. Candace was a little too feeling sauced from the damn day out with H at the lake, took her a nap, and Summer wandered off. Could that have happened? It's a damn possibility. Well, these people that wouldn't let them search, who knows which ones they are and how many acres they have. What if they had 100 acres or so? It'd be, I don't know. I'm just saying, I hope, I don't know why you would care when it comes looking for a little girl, but I would hope those people, if they didn't let law enforcement searched it damn good themselves. June 15th will be 2 years, the 2-year anniversary. And I tell you what else I found interesting about TBI's statement too was they like say they won't say, they don't give the time that Summer went missing is right when Candace made the call. They say late evening. And I just wonder, why they don't give the time that, the call was made or the time she reported. They refer to it as late evening. And then they totally shut down any kind of questioning about the timeline. I find that possibly telling, If they're worried about keeping that timeline so tight to the vest, what does that tell us? Does that tell us they maybe have questions? I don't know. I don't want to start just wild speculation. But TBI, I think they're their own worst enemy because they won't refute anything, right? All this stuff, the wild speculation they talk about here, and they won't refute it. All they do is say, don't report tips, this or that. I think there's some honest questions out there that they could just answer and kill 90% of speculation. Instead, they don't say shit. John, have you noticed the sound of crickets from Farm Channel and White Boy? No, I have not. I thought I seen where Amy was, or Daisy was on the other night. Was she not? Have they been quiet? To be honest, I haven't really seen much of White Boy, period. I don't watch it. And Daisy, every now and then she'll hook me with some kind of BS title, and I can't take it. I can't. Last 2 nights, no DNC. Interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. The TBI thing, it's disappointing, I guess. But then I don't know. I want to think maybe they're right on top of it and are being tight-lipped, and it's going to go down at any second because it could. We don't know. Oh, shit. Yeah, I can't watch The Farm, though. Holly, you want to come up and say hi? Since you missed your Monday report, I wasn't here Monday. I don't have a co-host or nothing today. You can sneak off for 20 minutes, can't you? 10, 15, whatever you got. They know what's happening right now and are staying tight-lipped. God, I'd like to think so, man. It's tight-lipped. There's no damn doubt about that. Drop a link. There you go, girl. Hold on. Bum, 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 bum. Booyah. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I got a lot of slack because of my video. I said that I think there's tension between Chris McDonough and TBI. And I think there is, man. I know I've seen tweets. I made a video about it where she seems to kind of be a little cheesy with me. or with Chris, Macho Captain America. I hear you, Messy Jesse. What are you talking shit to? Oh, thank you, Mary Gross. There's Holly. Grab her. Kabam.
Hello.
So,
I'm here.
go.
God. Okay, so I know you put out the statement by TBI and that it was updated and all that good stuff. But it's I really think the key word there and the reason it doesn't bother me is because they said they don't have anything they can share with the public right now.
Right.
And I just, I know everybody can read and saw that, but just don't lose heart, guys, because, they do know. They know. They've got information. This is not that they don't have anything new in the case. It's just simply because at where they are at right now, they can't share anything publicly. And I still think there's a chance that arrests are coming very soon.
I think so too. I'm not totally out of hope.
Yeah,
No.
good. Well, I think some people are though, and I just want to encourage people, not to just. My first indication when I hear stuff like that is just to be pissed. I mean, last year's TBI press conference on her anniversary of being missing was a joke. I mean, stand up there and tell us you have nothing, and then tell us how many thousands of hours you've been working on it. And, they could have at least said, we're making progress. I feel like it wouldn't have hurt the case to say, we're making progress. There's things we can't share, but we knew they were working on it. Just give us a little glimmer of hope, and they didn't. But I think this year I'm really counting on that word publicly. I think the guy who called in, I think it was to Ziggy the other night, a local. He was also saying, police have a lot, but just don't give up, guys. I think it's coming real soon. I think there's a reason there's no, they're not on lives for the last several nights. I think the last time one of them was on a live, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Saturday night. And we know they have court in Tennessee, possibly today.
For?
We don't know. I mean, that's the thing. It could be, in my opinion, it could be charges for, the boys. I've had somebody tell me that, once you sign your parental rights away, you can't be charged. But I don't think that's the case. I think they can still get abuse charges. If they have proof that they abused those boys, even neglected them, they can be arrested for that. Bottom line.
Yeah. I don't know. See, I've wondered about, and that stuff, that's what it kind of irks me is people act like they do know details of what's going on with that. Mm-hmm. And I wished I did, but there's no way we can really know. I'd love to know. I call bullshit on that story about, they were there, they come to the house and was like, you're all good, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I would love to know what the details of the reason they were involved from the beginning were exactly. And, I'm sure when you get in trouble, they do a big long report and probably walk through your house, I would assume, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you?
We just don't know. I mean, they could, we know they were there on the 14th. Well, at least I believe they were. I mean, Don has said it himself. Now, what he's doing is lying about why they were there and what they were doing. But they were there. I mean, that's why I always say I think it's planned. It was planned. CPS was there on the 14th. They were coming back. And she just happens to go missing the day between when they were there and when they're coming back. I mean, in my opinion, I can't believe that they didn't search the house anyway. Or gotten at least, maybe they were trying to, and Candace has got a history of holding up a shotgun to a CPS worker. So, I mean, what's to say she didn't avoid them then either? And then they would have to go and get a search warrant from a judge, which would have taken at least 24 hours. But like you said, I mean, we just don't know. We don't know what CPS did.
I remember hearing it one time, and I don't know why, but I want to say that it came from somewhere I thought was truthful, that it was described. Didn't somebody describe like the CPS first thing they wanted done was the boys separated from Summer's sleeping arrangements or something?
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot that just doesn't, that makes you understand that CPS has been involved with this family a long time before all this went down, I think. Because Don left to go to Utah and he took the oldest son. Now, why did he take the oldest son with him? Was something happening with him that I do not want to speculate on the boys and what they may or may not have done.
Right.
But why did he, first of all, he left. Does that mean he was kicked out of the house by CPS? We know that he was sleeping over.
Well, think about this. If you were going to, I wouldn't take the oldest one. I would think you'd want him to kind of be man of the house while you were gone. It's an odd decision.
Yeah. Now, one thing that stuck out to me, and I've never said this, I hope it won't, people won't think I'm trying to put down their oldest son. But I do remember Don saying, when he would talk about True, Allie's daughter, that he said at some point she wanted Don and Candace to lie to the police about her having sex with a 12-year-old. So who is the 12-year-old? And why would, if it's just some random kid, why would True want Don and Candace to lie to the judge about it? Either it was in their home, or it could have been, why would they be involved in that? That's True. Right. And if it was just like he said, just some 12-year-old kid, why would they be involved to where she asked them to lie in a case?
Well, and if they had such knowledge, why wouldn't they be on a trial for that?
Right. Right. That's true. I don't know. I just always, that kind of stuck with me. And, I'm wondering that I think they had a lot of teenagers at their house. I've seen pictures.
Well, I mean, when you're out on the town hanging out with one that's like H, that to me has always just seemed weird as hell. I don't know. Yes. I just can't see letting my 15-year-old son hang out with Candace.
Right, exactly. And I mean, there's pictures, I don't know if you remember, there's pictures of other, similar age boys with Candace from previous times. So I think they had a lot of teens there, because there's also a time when I realized Don was talking about Hunter one time. About Hunter, he said, yeah, me and Hunter got along real good. He'd come over and we sit and have some drinks, and I'm like, I'm really doubting the drinks was like Mountain Dew. I guess it could be, but the way he said it sounded like he was sitting out. He's like, we'd listen to music. I'm like, how does 57-year-old Don listen to the same music a 15-year-old boy does? And shooting the bull and having drinks together? Like,
What do
does
you
that
have
mean?
in common?
What'd you say?
What do you have in common with a 15-year-old boy as a 50-some-year-old man?
Right, right.
You know,
And then, we know that Allie had to call the police because they wouldn't allow her kids to come back to her. I mean, what was going on in that house? What was happening in that? I don't know. I just wonder if something happened in their house, and that's why Truth
I'm
wanted them.
playing devil's advocate here,
Okay.
but I'm doubting much better is happening at her house either. I just
Where?
got bad. She puts a bad taste in my mouth.
Who, Allie?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's had kids taken away.
After the deuce thing, oh,
After the what?
she dropped the deuce on camera.
Oh,
Remember that?
no.
Oh my God.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. What did I miss?
She was on the throne
Okay.
on camera taking a number 2.
When was this?
It's been a while back.
Okay. Well, it's not something I need to see.
Yeah, I didn't mean to, man.
I know. That's disgusting.
I
These
feel like
people are
since
just
I was scarred that way. You should have to be too. It's been a while. I think I just remember like a couple, and it was panned away, but it was bad. It was rough.
Man.
Yeah.
It's a messed up world over there.
Ain't it? So that's 2 people I've seen. I've seen Don on the can too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I saw that. That was so funny to me because he did that, and Cam wasn't looking during that live. He was not looking at, like Don's, visual. And it took to the end of the live for people to say in chat, what he had done. And the look on Cam's face was priceless. Like, what? He did what? So it was pretty funny. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't need to see that.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, you may be onto something though about the radio silence. That's interesting. I hadn't really noticed.
Yeah. I've been checking because I want to know. I've been trying to figure out, are they still in that, well, I know enough from people that I feel are credible that they're back in court this week in Tennessee. But at the same time, you want to check and make sure that could, you want to see if they're still in that room in Arkansas. And that's why I've been checking. Yeah.
Do you think there's any chance of getting custody back of the boys at this point?
No, I was in the live with the lab last night with Chris McDonough, and Mary, Don's stepsister, said that right before, when Don had the meltdown, the N-word meltdown, that right before that they had been in Tennessee in court and they had lost parental rights. She said that Don told his dad, and then his dad turned around. I think she talks to him some. And Don's dad had told Mary. So I feel like that's credible.
Has Don publicly acknowledged that as far as you know?
Well, I mean, he told on a live a while back with Josh that, they had in fact lost the boys.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he told him. He admitted himself, and then went on by the next day was still talking like, oh, we're doing our parenting classes. I'm like, do you not remember what you just told us? And people were talking about, oh, they're still working on it. It's like, no, he already told us. Why would he tell us he lost them if he hadn't lost them? Because they wanted to keep that a big secret, I think.
So are we just, is everybody moved on from that now, or are they not talking about it, or I wonder what this situation is?
You know, he, like I said, he's continued to say little things here and there about getting the boys back, or we're working on it and stuff like that. And it's completely over.
Think about it
Um,
though. You know, everybody keeps talking about, well, this is almost 2 years Summer's been missing, right? Well, they
mhm.
left right 3 weeks after that. So they've been out of their custody that long.
I know, I know. I really thought it would have gone down, them losing rights, a lot sooner than this. But
But how do we know that it hasn't for sure, you know?
that they haven't lost rights for sure.
Yeah, like months ago. Would there be a way to know that? Would that be accessible?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think we could probably go to Mary about that and see when she first heard that. Now I know that Kathy, the friend, showed that text of Candace's that said, and this was back in February, and Candace said the boys have the boys contacted us and told the judge they do not want to come back home. So that was the first information we got that they weren't getting the boys back, and that was in February.
See, and Kathy, you know, she said that they're well aware that being on YouTube will keep them from getting the boys back.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, when it seems like to me it's got to be borderline what do you call it, like illegal fundraising when they do this shit. When you hear about them saying, "Oh, I want to buy them an Xbox" and stuff like that, that's
Mhm.
kind of borderline fraud, in my opinion.
Yeah, and really what it sounds like to me is bribery. I think, people say, oh, when he had that whole tirade where he just lost it, it was because they had just found out they were losing the boys. And I've had people say to me, that he must have really taken it really hard. He really actually loved those boys. In my opinion, I think he knew that's the beginning of the end, because once those ties are severed, the boys have more freedom and probably feel less scared to tell the truth about what was going on and possibly what happened to Summer.
Right.
And he may have known, oh, I don't have any control anymore, of what they're going to say. And, you know, and then that was what upset him so much. He knew it's starting to unravel with that, with that happening. Um,
You know, my thing too is given what we've heard from the neighbors and everybody around, you would almost think that the boys have knowledge that would have them in jail for something.
oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if nothing else,
Just
it's,
tell them what
how
they've
they were treated,
seen.
how they were treated at home, or, not cared for. I mean, at the very least, they're going to be able to open up about that, I would think. Um, it's good for them because now they can feel free. Justin, in ICU uncovered that, um, Don's son-in-law was convicted. Don's son-in-law was convicted of hurting children, and he would. Did you hear about this? Did you watch this, Brian?
Son-in-law, no.
Son-in-law, he actually lived on their roof in Arkansas, and Justin, I think Justin's in the chat. He can add to this most likely more than me, but he said that he was called the boogeyman. You want to know why?
Wow.
Because he would wear a mask, a scary mask, when he abused the children,
Oh my
essayed them,
God,
and
no.
and told them that the boogeyman would get them if they ever told anybody. That's, I mean, terror on top of terror. I mean, I cannot imagine, and that just blew my mind. That blew my mind. And he lived in the same household as Don did. So I don't
So
know.
this is Dawn Jr.'s sister's husband.
It was, again, Justin will know for sure, but I'm not looking at the chat, guys, by the way. I don't even know how to.
Somebody said
Anyway,
it wasn't his son-in-law. It was Lisa J's son-in-law.
it was Pam's. They, Pam and Don were together at that
Right.
point. It
Okay.
was Pam's daughter's husband or boyfriend. I can't remember which, but they were
Okay.
living in the same household as Don and Pam.
Wow.
So can you imagine what was going on in that house? I mean, if everybody
Oh,
else was straight as an
God.
arrow, you got that going on. This guy's in jail for life for what he did to these kids.
Does anybody know his name?
Justin does for sure. In
Justin, do
ICU
you
if
know
she's
his
in here.
names? I mean, if he's in jail for life for it, I don't think it'd be calling him out with it.
No, he shared the name when Justin did in
Oh,
ICU did this live. They really dug in and found this.
that is the creepiest shit I've ever heard.
I know. It literally made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I was like what you're doing to these children isn't bad enough. You have to literally put terror in their hearts and minds.
I tell you, that since you've told me that, I feel so creeped out. That is just the most horrific. That would make a hell of a horror movie almost.
Yeah. I know, it's so twisted and so sick.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I didn't know you didn't know that.
Nah, I didn't know that.
Mm.
Dawn's stepdaughter's husband. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Look it up. There's news articles on him that explain what he did. And Justin also showed, the documents, the legal documents that told what he did as well.
That's awful, man. I don't know if I want to know that much more now.
I know.
I feel jaded from hearing that shit. That's horror movie shit.
I know. It makes me so mad.
God,
It
he
really
should
makes.
sit down.
I mean, that's the devil himself, in my opinion.
He should either be put down or put in general population.
Yeah. Yeah. How would he? He should get what he gave. I mean, he should have to feel, because he was arrested. Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, but I think he was arrested for either 5 times or 5 kids. And the stuff he got in trouble for, there's no telling how many dozens of others he hurt that he wasn't caught for.
Well, just one case of doing that the way he did it should be death penalty worthy, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
I agree. It definitely, that would be a good reason for the death penalty, in my opinion. I know people have strong beliefs the other way about not, taking another life, but maybe if there were a little more, deterrence like that to not do it, maybe it would help. I don't know.
Well, I think we've all seen what less deterrent leads to.
Yeah.
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 Have you seen all this on YouTube? These people going into stores and just carrying everything they can right out the front door, and as long as it's under $1,000, it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I heard yesterday the store Lululemon had 2 employees that it was in Atlanta. They saw a bunch of 20 somethings come in the store, and they were just not even hiding it. They were and that stuff's expensive. Lululemon is an expensive store. I've never even walked in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm poor, but the employees took video of them, so they have their faces, and was telling them to get out of the store. And Lululemon fired the employees for doing that. They are told to just let it happen, let them walk away, and don't call the police.
But
True story.
you know who that trickles down to, though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Somebody's paying for that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they say, you know, I guess since inflation, so much inflation has happened, that the amount of stuff that gets stolen from Walmart and Target and everything like that is just, it's driving the prices up. It's a lot of money.
Oh, you know it is. Some, like I said, well, you've seen all these that I seen footage of that one Walmart. There wasn't nothing left in that thing but vegetables.
I know. And you know that Walmart pulled out of Chicago completely.
I mean, you can't blame them, man. You can't operate like that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's not safe for the people that even work there.
I know. It's true. That's true.
You know?
Mm.
It's wild.
There are actually there's changes being made to some of the more higher end grocery stores. They're coming up with models of, you come in, you scan your debit card first, or how you're going to pay, and then you have a special cart and you put your items in there, and it keeps a tally of what you've got in there. And then if you run out without paying, they'll, you know, they have your method of payment and they'll charge you for it. But that's still not going to stop people from just putting it in a trench coat and walking out, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're going to have to make it to where you can't even get in the store without having enough money on your card
Mm-hmm.
or something,
That's
I
true.
guess.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah. They're coming up with this. It's crazy. But this is all because of all the theft that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all.
The world has lost its freaking mind, in my opinion.
Well, one more thing before I forget. I did see this just the other day. Now, and I want to say it was Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
As a parent, you can go to jail for refusing to transition your child.
Oh my gosh. And this is where? Minnesota?
I'm sure it's Minnesota. I'm not 1,000, but that's the law they're passing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
blew my mind.
that's a whole different show, you know.
Yeah.
So
Government is awful everywhere, I think.
yeah.
I think we
do
need
too.
to start over with everyday Joes. I think all these entrenched
Politicians.
politicians are crooked as hell.
Oh,
So,
they are. I mean, it's just career politicians. And you know, when you look at how much money they have, I mean, they got rich off of being a quote unquote public servant.
yes.
Public servant shouldn't end up a millionaire or more.
Well,
How do they do that?
there's that one lady, and I can't remember her name. She's getting ready to retire, I think, but I don't understand how in your 90s you can be coherent enough to be in that kind of position. Honestly, come on.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren, I think. Is that her name?
No, this
maybe.
woman's old, man. I
Yeah.
mean, she is old. They willing her into her. It's bad. Yeah, and I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean, come on.
I know.
At some
I know.
point, and poor Joe, he struggles through everything. I feel like it's almost elder abuse bringing him out.
I know. He's not. He's got some dementia there. He does. He's got some degenerative neurological stuff going on for sure, even if it's not really dementia. My dad has dementia. So
Well, see, my grandpa had it. And
yeah.
I swear the way Joe, like when he looks like he don't know which direction to walk off, I swear that reminds me of my grandpa so much. And I feel sorry for the man. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a place of I feel sorry. Could you imagine being that old and having issues and trying to do what he has to do?
Yeah.
There's no
No.
way.
No. And I wish he was in the right enough mind to say, to understand I can't do a good job here, because of my age. Um, it really speaks to how much power is important to people.
Yeah.
They have enough money.
Yeah.
They're ready to rest. Why
Yeah.
won't they why won't they give it up? If they truly love this country, say, I'm not at my best right now. I can't do the job like it needs to be done. Let me, let somebody else
If
and
I
let
had
me
Joe Biden
retire.
money, I'd be on the lake fishing right now,
Mhm. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
sitting on the pier at least, or on the dock.
I know. Lord knows he's got enough money to do that.
I
Um,
just, I don't think I could physically do it at 80 years old the way I feel now.
I know. I know. I'm 49 and it's like I don't even know if I could do a decent job.
Are you 49?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Grandma, I feel young around you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No,
Geriatric here.
I thought I was older than you, to be honest.
Yeah. How old are you?
47.
47. Okay. Yeah, I just turned 49. Oh my God. It sucks. I don't want to be old.
Yeah, me neither.
But I'm getting to the point where I'm like accepting it now. It's like, I can't be 25 anymore. Give it up.
What time you go
So,
to bed?
huh?
What time do you go to bed?
9:30.
I ain't trying to be perverted, man. I'm just saying because
No.
I've
It's a good
noticed
question for old people.
that's what I've noticed about me starting to feel old. It's like I keep wanting to go to bed earlier.
I'm like, I don't have anything else to give. Let me go to sleep.
That's right. I feel like there's no way I'm going to be any more productive
I know.
while you're getting out of me after sevens, pretty much laying around bitching about wanting to go to bed.
Oh my gosh. There's a comedian I love. Her name is Leanne Morgan. And she talks about, she's like several years older than me. And she talks about that she got her husband tickets to a Def Leppard concert. And she said, it was just so depressing and sad because people would stand up and kind of throw their hand up a little bit and they'd be like, sit back down, I'm tired. And then, what did she say? I'm losing my train of thought looking at emails.
That's funny.
And she said, we were like, like going to the snack bar at 10 and all these old people are looking at each other like, what are we doing out so late? What are we doing? It's so funny. I would feel the same way. You would never catch me dead. Never catch me out, anywhere, even at Walmart at 10 o'clock anymore.
Yeah, if something happens to me and they're like he was out past 7:30, it's bullshit. You know that something's up.
You get the crazies at Walmart starting
Oh,
about 9:30 anyway. Listen to this. Now we're all really running off the topic here, but my daughter, when she was 18, her and her friend went to Walmart and they were gonna bake a cake. And it was kind of late, because they were doing the kind of sleepover and stuff. And they decided they wanted to make a cake. So they went to the cake aisle in Walmart.
yeah.
And she said, we just kind of plopped down because everything was on the bottom shelf. So we kind of sat there. A guy came up behind him and exposed himself to them.
What? At
Yeah.
Walmart?
At a little town in North Carolina. She said,
Really?
we were like, why are you standing behind us? And they turn around and he's got it out.
Oh.
I mean, it traumatized my daughter almost. It was
Wow.
scary. And then so me and her dad are up there, and the police are there and they never did find him. So
That creeps. I tell you what, man, that creeps me out worse than
Mhm.
anything that these dudes do is the flashers.
I know.
Because I there's no way that could be enjoyable for a normal man. It would be, I would feel like the biggest creep that ever
Yeah,
walked the planet.
I know. And the chances of them actually being pedophiles is very high if they
Oh,
do that.
super high, I would
I
think.
think I think it's kind of a first step into that world, possibly. But yeah, it sure did upset those girls. But
That's awful.
I know it was just kind of mind blowing because we're like, not here, not in our little town, but
And it was your
they're
daughter
everywhere,
and her friend?
huh?
Did you say it was your daughter and her friend?
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow. I bet you's wanting to beat that ass, wasn't you?
Oh man, my husband was. Oh, I mean, no telling what his blood pressure was at that point. He was livid, and
Did
I
they
was too.
did they have him on camera?
They had him on camera, and they were able to see what he was doing, well enough that he could have been charged.
Mhm.
But by the time the police got there, he was gone. Like he ran off on foot. That was it.
That sucks.
I know. I know. Ugh. I'm like, don't go back to Walmart after 9:30
No
ever.
shit.
Mm.
God. I bet your old man was mad, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Dad. I'd have been pissed too. What kind of trench coat did he have on? Haha. Get it? Streakers usually have trench coats. Holly. All right, I think we lost Holly, guys. Or did we lose me?
Hey, can you hear me now?
There you are.
Yay, I'm back. I know everybody's so glad.
I made a raincoat joke, and I thought it just bombed because you weren't there. I was like, oh, I guess that was odd.
I'm sorry.
A trench coat joke. That's what it was. I thought I offended you. I was already apologizing and shit. Well, I didn't mean much by it. I mean, just saying that's what they usually wear. Streakers,
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Damn well, I didn't mean it.
A little awkward there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was getting weird.
Yeah.
Then I thought chat stopped. I was like, maybe I'm the one that's not there.
I think you're funny.
I try, Holly.
Yeah. It's a breath of fresh air in all this mess. I appreciate it.
I spend so much time stressing my ass out about it. I got to try to mix it up somehow, man.
Yeah. Well, that's how I started watching you. Was you doing the Cash App Gang, the impressions of Benny Keys?
Yeah.
They were the best, man. That was awesome. And Ronnie Lawson, when you did the Ronnie Lawson, dead on. So good. So funny.
Yeah. People that like the songs really like them, but you would be surprised how many people just get pissed off about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I lose 200 subscribers
My
every
God.
time I do one. Like in the first 30 minutes, it's like the only ones apparently they give notifications for are the ones that's going to piss people off. I swear the algorithm's against me.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine you did get some kickback, especially back then. I think it's kind of died down, the Wells supporters and when Benny Keys was on their side and stuff. It's not as bad now, I think. I get almost no negative comments. And when I do, they're not, they're not horrific. Every once in a while I get one and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm going to delete this. But
I don't get many. I get one every now and then, but you can tell it's probably actually a creator taken up for, I feel.
yeah.
I feel like it's somebody really close to them trying
Mhm.
to kind of protect them without being
Yeah.
obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I get
I
a
think
lot of
it's
that.
I think there's some family members out there who are on patrol for these creators sometimes.
Yeah, it could be. I see some weird things that just don't add up. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I've probably taken up enough of your life here.
I'm going to go anyway, man. I'm wore out. All this damn rain's getting me down.
I'm so sick of the rain. Gosh, I thought we were done and then it rolled back in yesterday.
I know. Yeah.
Sick and tired of it.
Well, thanks for coming by and
No, it's been good.
telling me a
Yeah.
scary damn story that's going to creep me out for the rest of the week.
You're going to have nightmares now.
Yeah,
But
everybody that watches this is going to have nightmares after that. That still got me kind of tripped out.
well, I think that speaks to why so many people turn a blind eye to child sex trafficking and things like that because it's too hard. It's too hard to even fathom what those kids went through.
That
And
story's extra though, man. That's just
yeah, yeah,
I don't even know if I'm going to share that with Brandy. She might have damn nightmares, be punching me in her sleep and shit.
yeah, yeah. You might want to not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad they were able to uncover some stuff, though. I think
Yeah, it's interesting.
it really shows a lot, in my opinion. But I'm sure
Yeah.
there's others who think, Don had no idea this was going on in his residence.
It's another creepy ass coincidence, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of them surrounding old Don Wells.
Add it to the pile.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for the talk.
Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next week.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I don't know, guys. I mean, there's just so many strange ass coincidences. I've been seeing a lot lately where I guess Summer's case is fairly well known on YouTube, like across a large place. But I still feel like, as far with all there is to it, it would be bigger nationally than it is. Because you don't see any national coverage of it, and it's so much weirdness, to that. Like that story that she told was just unbelievable, and another creepy coincidence tied into something around the Summer Wells case. You know. Hi, Amy. How you doing? I missed everything by the sound of it. Replay crew. Yeah, we talked a little bit about the TBI and stuff, and Holly was telling us about a weird ass story of Dawn's. I can't remember what we decided it was. I'll have to rewatch, of Dawn's relative. Let's just say that was a really bad person. But I appreciate everybody for coming. I hadn't been on in a while. Just been feeling rough. I don't like coming without energy. But I appreciate everybody for coming and everybody that rewatches and all of the members. Thanks everybody for supporting the channel. Me and Brandy really appreciate it. She couldn't be with us. We're going to try to do us a PM one to give everybody a chance to talk. And we hope to do it this weekend, maybe. But I appreciate everybody for coming, everybody for watching, all the members, everybody that views our stuff, and everybody, remember, we still don't know what's happened this summer. There's still no 100% answer. So don't stop looking. Keep your eyes open. You see anybody about that size build, age, anything. And remember, it's been 2 years. You're looking for a taller kid now too. Keep your eyes open for Summer and, pray for her. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later.